LPT always ask to see the bottle being opened when getting bottle service in a club. I've worked many years in hospitality and specifically as a bartender. I did a trial shift in a nightclub once where before the club opened, they lined up loads of empty Grey Goose bottles on the bar. Grabbed a massive bottle of dirt cheap vodka, filled them all up, and put spirit pourers on them. When customers ordered bottles either at the bar or for table service, they would pay huge sums for what they thought was Grey Goose. I obviously chose to not work at this place. This practice is very illegal in a lot of places. When I told industry people about this, they said it's quite common. If you ever order a bottle in a club, make sure you watch them remove the factory sealed top off the bottle. This is ridiculous because a bottle of Grey Goose is $25 at a store, but clubs sell them for like $300, $1,000 for bottle service depending on where you are. Real LPT don't do bottle service. The best part of being in your mid-30s is never being invited to a nightclub. So instead of paying $300 for $25 vodka, you're conned into paying $300 for $10 vodka. Maybe hang at places that don't charge $300. Why would they do that? The markup is usually 10x the price. So going with the cheap stuff doesn't even make a meaningful difference in profit. I mean, Grey Goose tastes like a cheap vodka sent through a Brita filter one time. And they're probably mixing it with juices anyway. So, how do you do that? They bring over a bottle with the spirit pourer. And you say no, no, no. I want to see you open the bottle. That practice is illegal every place in the US at bare minimum. It violates the Lanham Act and labeling requirements under the Federal Alcohol Administration Act, both of which are federal laws and apply nationwide. Oh, and it's also fraud. And since there are a bunch of people working at that club doing this, you now have a conspiracy to commit those crimes. I used to moonlight as a bartender at a nightclub a friend owned. She had those fancy frozen drink machines. Things like Bahama Mamas, Blue MFs, Pina Coladas, etc. With those machines, you're supposed to add the appropriate alcohol to the slushy mix. That's what patrons assume they're getting. But she was super cheap. So instead she added one thing only: grain alcohol, the cheapest she could find. Filling a bottle with a different type of liquor is highly illegal in the US. What's funny is this is why things like whiskey started coming in bottles in the late 1800s. Instead of barrels. As the barrels were transported through the supply chain, the middlemen would skim of the liquor and add whatever they wanted to dilute the good stuff. That's why you started getting distillery-sealed bottles. So you knew you were actually getting the same product they put in the bottle at the distillery. What do you guys think of the new standard of VSOP cognac being aged only 6 years of the usual 12? In order to be considered VSOP. Now that's a scandal. Not to mention cognac made in America is only brandy. LPT, the only club you should go to is Sam's Club and get yourself some Members Mark vodka for way cheaper. Next tip: don't let the waitress make drinks for you. They're there for one purpose: to make you finish the bottle. They will pour you a stiff drink and then buses will clear your space faster than you realize. Before you know it, your bottle is done and they're asking if you want to get another. LPT, don't spend $100, $5,000 on vodka if you can't tell the difference between that and a $10 vodka. Anyway, don't go to clubs that don't allow you to sit unless you buy a $600 marked up bottle. Grey Goose isn't even that great. When I was 19 and being trained as a bartender, the head bartender asked me how much rum to put in a pina colada. I said an ounce because that's what the training material said. He told me that people who order pina coladas aren't trying to get drunk, so I should only put a half ounce in. Grey Goose is the same shit as well vodka anyways. Who cares? TABC would bring the hammer down if that was reported. Business would lose their liquor license. That's why the bartenders have to scratch those labels when the bottle hits empty. If you can't taste cheap vodka versus expensive vodka, then stop ordering expensive vodka. High-end vodka is a scam. It's all about marketing to sell an image. LPT don't buy alcohol BC. The markup is criminal. I work for a distributor and it is a drug that destroys lives, families, etc., under the guise of a fun and cool beverage. Imagine being an employee and giving that much effort for a company's profits while you're probably being paid minimum wage. I hear that there's a market for fake liquor. You'd think, how the hell could you be fooled into buying fake liquor? Just go to a liquor store and buy some. Well, the biggest customers for fake alcohol are clubs. They know that if they are paying wildly less than they should, that it's fake, but all that matters is how much they can save. If it already comes in the bottle, then they don't even need to hide it. What's the appeal to bottle service? I've never understood the draw. People who can afford bottle service at a club probably don't care if the alcohol is real or fake. They just want to drink and have a good time. Easier. LPT don't fucking get bottle service. It's a joke. Don't waste your money at a nightclub. Seriously. People didn't notice they were getting better vodka than Grey Goose. Grey Goose is so much smoother than cheaper alcohol. So sad that is happening. Yup. I did bottle service in a particularly grimy, long since shuttered basement club on Grove Street in NYC back in the day and can confirm. They advised us to cover the open seal up with our hand when bringing out the $500 bottle of premium well vodka. IYKYK. I know a dude in Phoenix whose entire job was tasting specifically vodka to see if bars were doing this. That man could tell you what any vodka brand was. Bottle service at a club is for chumps anyway. If you fall victim to this scummy practice, the difference in quality between top-bottom shelf vodka is negligible compared to the markup you're willing to pay for bottle service. The real-life pro tip is not getting bottle service. LPT. If you have to leave the club without fully drinking all your bottles, strategically send 1-2 people to the bar to grab mixed drinks in a plastic cup. Say you had a bad experience breaking glass one time, like 30 minutes before you leave, and then just have everyone leave double-fisted. They definitely won't let you take the bottles with you. But try to stop 20 people from leaving with 1 or 2 cocktails. Trust but verify. Pretty sure this has to be illegal. In Melbourne, I learned very quickly to ask for receipts in clubs after a friend told me to. You get the idea, but it's easy to get overcharged, and it happened to me. The face of the bartenders as soon as I would ask the receipt was always worth it. Don't trust them, in short. If you are ordering Grey Goose, you don't know what good vodka is anyway. The club is already making like $300,400 profit on the bottle. Pretty scummy. But this doesn't surprise me.